The three main parts of the honeybee are the head, thorax, and abdomen. The head contains eyes, antennae, and feeding structures. Honeybees have two compound eyes. Each eye is made up of thousands of light-sensitive cells which help the bee understand color, light, and directional information from the sun's ultraviolet rays. Honeybees have three simple eyes that help the bee determine the amount of light present in the environment. With the antenna, the honeybee can detect odors and sometimes even the direction of the odor. The mandibles or jaw is used for eating pollen for food, cutting and shaping wax, feeding baby larvae and the queen, cleaning the hive, grooming themselves, and fighting. The tongue functions mainly in drinking or lapping nectar, honey, and water. It also plays a role in food exchange between the bees. The thorax contains wings, legs, and muscles involved in movement. The honeybee's two pairs of wings are used in flight and fanning away heat to cool the hive. Bees use their legs to manipulate and carry pollen and propolis. The hair on the legs helps to attract and hold the pollen. The abdomen has 7 segments and contains female reproductive organs in the queen, male reproductive organs in the drone, and the stinger in both workers and queen. The purpose of a stinger is for defense. However, once a honeybee stings, it also loses its life. The worker leaves the stinger in the body of the victim and when pulling away, ruptures the abdomen and thus dies. The stinger of the worker bee is barbed and it's harder to remove once it goes in. The stinger of the queen is smooth and is used as a sword when battling other queens. The poor drones don't have a stinger.
Hello. We are currently standing outside the home of 40,000 bees. We're not going to introduce all of them because that would take too long. So instead I'm just going to introduce the beekeeper. This is Paul Cronshaw. He's a local beekeeper here in town, and this is one of his hives.
Hi everyone, I'm the bee man. So we're going to be going into this hive today to take a look and see how these 40,000 bees are doing today. And we need to do a couple of things. So first we have to light the smoker here. So I'm going to take some newspaper and we're going to go ahead and light the newspaper.
So what does the smoker do? Okay,
what the smoker does is it helps to put the bees into a state of sleepiness so they don't end up stinging us. Okay, so let's go ahead and smoke it up and put my hood on because I don't like getting stung in the face, and then we'll go to work here.
Sounds good.
All right, so here we have the entrance of the bees. They're flying in, some have pollen, and there's also a couple of drones, which are the male bees coming in, and we just give them a puff of smoke. Say, hello, your house is on fire, get ready to leave. And then we pull the smoke away and we say, false alarm. And now we're gonna take this thing called the hive tool, and I'm gonna let you do this. See, okay?
Right.
Go ahead now and open it up. Get that really get in there. You gotta give it hard because they have this stuff called bee glue, which glues the bees down, okay? And we take off this top here, and we wanna make sure there's no queen up here. And these are all worker bees, okay? They're all females, and they're doing their duty with the honey. They've collected the honey out in the field, and they've brought it back here, and they're in the process of processing the nectar from the plants into honey. Okay. All right, so I don't see a queen on there, so we'll put that here. And then I want you to go ahead and hold on to that, please, and hand me this. And then we're going to go ahead now, and we're going to pull out one of the frames and take a look at what's going on here in this beehive. And if you want to kind of see if we can kind of really give them a couple little more smoke, that's good. Okay, there we go. Now we can put the smoker down.
You can hear him start buzzing.
All right, here we go. So I'm going to let you grab that frame. And notice you don't have gloves here, which is great. You're brave, but that's okay. The bees aren't coming out to sting us. And we'll just pull it all the way up here. And that is the honey here. Okay, so if I put my finger in here like this, look at that. Ooh! But we can't eat it because it would go right through there. So I'm going to give it back to the bees. All right, so there's a bee right there. There's a bee right there. She's kind of going around. And so we're checking to see how much honey there is. There's a lot of honey in this one. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this back. All right, now that's the honey super. Now we're going to go down and look where maybe the queen might be. So we're going to take off this box. Okay, and I'm going to put it over here. And we have something called a queen excluder here, which keeps the queen from coming all the way to the top. Okay, so I'm going to pull that off.
Why do you want to keep the queen going from the top?
Because we don't want the queen to lay eggs up here in the top, okay? Because we don't want eggs in our honey.
Don't want eggs in your honey.
Right, don't want eggs in the honey. So let's take and pull this frame out. Okay, give them a little smoke here, please. Okay, there we go, that's good. And we're gonna grab this one. And if you could pull this frame right up. There we go.
Sticky one.
Sticky right here, that's that bee glue. Okay, here we go. All the way up, straight up. Oh, now look at all these bees. All right, so let's flip it up and take a look at here. Oh, check all this here. That's all nectar in there that's being processed into honey. See all the nectar in there? And the bees have got their little body in there, and they're pumping away with the honey here, the nectar, and turning it into honey.
Now, how do they turn the nectar into honey?
Well, really what they do is they come back with nectar, and then they transfer it to another bee, and that bee carries it around in its honey stomach, and then that bee comes over here and throws it up. So really honey is bee vomit.
Delicious.
Yeah, delicious. Okay, so let's go ahead and put that frame over here on the side. And now we're going to go into the hive a little bit more here.
Don't squish any of them.
Don't squish any bees. All right, on its edge, that's great. Okay, let's take this one now. Pull that one out, please. Okay, grab it. Now it's going to be really...
Oh, it's a tight one.
Tight one, okay, so let me give you some hand. There you go, up we go.
Ooh, this one's heavy.
Oh, that's way heavy here. So that's probably got some honey on it, more honey too, right? Yep. But now we're getting to the point where we might be able to see some baby bees here. I don't see any here, but let's go to the next one here. Okay, so I'm going to put this back. We got to keep them in the same order because the bees don't like their house messed apart. So let's take this one out now. Okay, here we go. Straight up.
Oh,
pull on it.
Even heavier.
Pull on it, and that's stuck to the bottom. There you go. Okay, now.
You need muscles to be a beekeeper.
Yeah. So now, this is kind of cool here. Now, we're going to just quickly see if maybe we can find the queen. You know, we don't know if we can find the queen, but this is all her nursery. This is her baby bees here. See, this is tan colored, whereas this stuff over here is clear. So this is the honey up here, and this is the tan colored here. So this is the baby bees.
And the queen's the only one that lay eggs, correct?
That's right. She lays about 2,000 eggs a day. All right, 2,000 eggs a day. And in here, that one right there is a drone. So you can actually pick up the drone there and it won't sting you. There we go, a drone. Okay.
That's a drone bee on my hand.
There you go. Now, there's some baby bees in here that are 3 to 5 days old, down in here where my finger is. These are, it takes 21 days for these bees to hatch. And if you ever want to get bees out of the way, you blow on them and they herd out like cats. Okay. All right, so I don't see the queen on there, so all I know is that she's got eggs in here, and if you look in there, you can see some eggs way down there, look like little rice grains. So I know that when I see those eggs, that there's a queen, and I don't have to go find her, because it's like looking for Waldo, and so we're not going to take the whole thing apart. Okay, so we're going to put this back. So we found the queen. And she looks pretty healthy to me. She's really feisty, so she's trying to, just doesn't like the light. So there she is all over the place. That's great. Give her some shade. There you go.
Shade the queen.
You can see how much bigger she is. She's about 2/3 bigger. Wow. Okay.
Products of the hive include honey, pollen, beeswax, royal jelly, and bee sting apitherapy. Honey and pollen can be eaten. Beeswax has many applications, including candles. Royal jelly is often found in high-end beauty products, and bee sting apitherapy can be used to help treat joint pain and arthritis. Why are honeybees important? Without honeybees, there would be a shortage of breakfast foods, including fruits, which create jams, almonds, and milk. Other foods that we would lose include grass, hay, eventually leading to no cows, goats, or pigs, which produce cheese, milk, and butter for us. We will also lose fruits, tomatoes, eggplants, beans, peppers, avocados, peas, squash, and cucumbers. All we will be left with will be grains, root plants, and fish until we overconsume these. Ways to help the bees. Restore a balance to the habitat so pollinators might improve their health. Plant pollinator-friendly plants such as lavender and rosemary. Reduce the use of pesticides that can cause honeybee stress and/or death. Don't use Raid. Use green cleaning products. Become an urban beekeeper. Use humane ways of moving unwanted bees. Call your local beekeeper. Save the pollinators. Contact Santa Barbara Beekeepers Association for more information on how you can help save the bees.
I'm covered with bees. Covered with bees. Holy smokes. I'm covered with bees. Covered with bees. Be happy and be well.